We have a portrait again. Uh, Basically the character from the end of the previous chapter, and I transferred that. It might have some negative consequences, because it's not a direct save transfer, it's a character transfer. But at the worst we would lose minor details, and I'm not sure even if I would detect them, unless I would already know what to look out for. So I'm not too worried about that. I'll take the portrait. Savant.
Hello.
Though I'm loath to disrupt the flow of the story, I must advise you to gather all players here in the same party before proceeding, as there is a cutscene to open the next act of the story. They're here. Go. On the ethereal plane. Greetings, mighty Cylinder. I have arrived as was promised. Hail, King of Aielund. Alas, you have come too late to prevent my passing. My energy is spent and I can do no more. So, the burden has finally fallen upon me. You knew this day was coming, King Samus. It is time for... What is it, Lord? My barrier fails, Samus. My time is up. You must go, now. Is there nothing I can do? Thy time is over, worm. Die. No! Mr. Iron Lord, I presume. Thy turn will come, King of Aielund. Okay. We lost Ring of the Guardian. A lot of notes and books. Nigel Rothschild. Good morning, my lord. This is most fortuitous, for I was just coming to fetch you. Good morning, Counselor. I take it the princess wants to speak with me. Indeed she does, my lord. If you would be so kind to grace her highness with your presence. Certainly. And where can I find her? She is currently in the war room, just to the south of the throne room. Thank you and good day. Where's the war room? South of some room, anyway. New name. Naven Elin Fallen. Standing for a court wizard.
Well met.
Lord Rammer, how good of you to join us. I trust you slept well.
Adequately, Highness. Beds here are a little too soft for me.
You must be too used to sleeping on the ground while adventuring, I imagine.
Something like that, yes.
Well, not too worried. You'll become used to it soon enough. I've summoned you here because I wanted you brought up to speed of the latest information concerning the Iron Lord.
Of course. Good morning to you, gentlemen. Hello again, Rammer. Greetings, my lord. So, what is the situation? As you know, nearly all of our military has been committed to the war against Tucson in an effort to circumvent the Iron Lord's return. Last night, one of our wizards, trained in relaying messages between here and the front lines, received a communique. King Samish has arrived at the Temple of the Eternal Resurrection, thought to be the place the Iron Lord will return from. By destroying it, he hopes to prevent this from happening. This has been the focus of our war effort since the very beginning. I see.
As you can see, we could be on the verge of ending this threat once and for all. We're currently waiting to hear word from my father to learn if he has been successful or not.
I don't mean to sound pessimistic, but what do we do if he has not been successful?
Then I think we would be in dire peril. We'd probably have to collapse a mountain on top of the thing in order to stop it this time.
Let's hope the king can prevent its return then, Oh, here's a good question. How do we know that the Iron Lord will reappear at that temple anyway?
I'll answer that one. There's a prophecy that states the Lord of Iron will return through the Gate of Eternity, and you will know this when the rain falls on the plains of the new country for 50 days and nights.
Prophecy? Rarely accurate and almost useless until after the events have taken place.
True, but in this case the endless rain around Braxworth was a sign that could not be ignored.
Ah yes, I remember that vividly. So that was part of the prophecy.
Indeed. You see, the Temple of the Eternal Resurrection is thought to be connected to the realms of the dead. It is here the Iron Lord is imprisoned. As the great gold dragon Salander weakens, it allows the Iron Lord to push through into this world. I think that is what causes the disruption in the weather. Why it's centered on Braxworth and not the temple itself is quite puzzling to me, however.
While that's all quite fascinating, I'm eager to know whether or not this creature is going to pose a problem for us or not. When will you know for certain?
We are expecting another response from Terinus any time now. In fact, he's several hours late.
That isn't terribly encouraging, Highness. Anything could be going on down there.
Oh wait, I can feel Terinus sending a message now. This isn't like the last time though. He's doing something more complex.
Such as?
Father, is that you?
Samish Robek. Can you see me? Excellent. Yes, it is I, my dear Criosa. It is so good to hear your voice again. I'm glad you made it safely to Fairlock, as I feared for your safety in Fort Highmark.
Ah yes, I'm quite safe now. How are you appearing for us?
Terinus is protecting my image to you. Excuse me, what was that? The king appears to be speaking to someone else. Right then. He informs me that the spell will not last long, so I had better get on with this. My quest to seal off the Iron Lord from re-entering the world has failed. Oh, good lord. What happened, Your Majesty? Is that you, Charles? I can't see any of you, only hear you. Who else is in the room, Criosa?
Duke Charles, of course, but also Sir William Bryce Clifton, Naywin, and Lord Rammer Swift.
Sir William I'm familiar with, though I find it strange that he is with you. Where is Sir Geoffrey? He has passed away, my liege. Killed on the Isle of the Dead. I have been promoted to take his place. Sir Joffrey is dead? This is terrible news. It seems there has been a lot going on at home while I've been away, but we don't have time to cover that now. Who is this Lord Ramir? I'm the man responsible for saving your daughter's life on 2 separate occasions, Majesty. Is this true, Criosa?
I'm afraid so. You can't trust him, Father. I certainly do.
I am you, Majesty's loyal servant. Well and good. This information is extremely sensitive and I must be able to trust you all. For the past hour we have been battling a cult that has been awaiting the return of the Iron Lord for 100 years. We finally cut our way through their ranks to reach the temple, whereupon it was destroyed by our siege engines. So far so good. Then what happened? We believe that the link between the temple and the realm of the dead is more than a mere physical gateway. 30 minutes ago the Iron Lord appeared from a hazy mist and immediately started out to the east, cutting down anything that stood in its path. What is to the east of your current location? Nothing of consequence as far as we can tell. The vast wasteland of the Hokaram Desert. The nearest habitable area is Trinity, a small town settled around an oasis. I shall attempt to send word there as a warning. So how much time do we have? No more than a few weeks at best. The last time it was on the loose, the Iron Lord raised an army before moving against the kingdom. I suspect it may try to do so again. I would follow it at a distance, but my men are exhausted and in dire need of rest. Can't you? Oh, I see. Tyrannus informs me that my time is nearly up, so listen carefully. Its most likely point of attack against Aielund will be Fort Highmarsh. My army has taken many losses on the march here, and we are in need of reinforcements if we are to stop it. Charles, I need you to organize a party to gather up as many reserves as you can. Swing through Stoneguard. We'll need the dwarves too. Well, at this point I'd consider asking the barbarian tribes to help. Of course, Majesty. I'll send down every able-bodied man and woman to aid in the defense.
And I shall lead them to you, Father. I can negotiate with the dwarves, and I bet I can even...
No, Creole's hug. I want you to stay out of this. It's far too dangerous. I didn't send you to Fairlock only to put your life at further risk.
But Father, I've already been...
I'm out of time. I'm sorry, we shall have to talk again after this is over. Charles, take care of her. Promise me. You have my word, Majesty. Good. Now I have to go. We shall attempt to learn what we can from the captured cultists, and hopefully have some good news in the near future. Farewell. May God protect us all. A profound silence echoes around the room as everyone weighs the consequences of what they have just learned. It seems we have to fight this thing after all. Yes, but I think we can be very effective against this with the resources we have available. 100 years ago, we did not have exploding ballista bolts for starters. Well, that's a good start. A dozen of those firing at it ought to put a few dents in it. Here's a thought. Fort Highmarsh is in the mountains. Perhaps dropping an avalanche on it isn't so far-fetched after all. These are all good ideas, but we'll still need the forces down in Highmarsh to implement it. Regardless of what we do, we need to organize as many soldiers as possible. They'll need supplies, equipment, and
a leader.
Your Highness?
I've decided to go down to Fort High March myself and oversee preparations.
Didn't the king just tell you not to go? Also, I seem to recall going to a lot of effort to get you here in the first place.
And I made a promise to your father, Criosa. I cannot let you go in harm's way.
Let? I'm not going to give you a choice, dear friend. Besides, my father doesn't know anything about what's happened around here recently. If he knew how much danger I'd been in, he'd have a fit.
She has a point there. It could hardly be more dangerous on the road.
Especially with you by my side, Ramir.
I certainly wouldn't let you go by yourself, Highness.
I knew I could count on you. What say you, Charles? Are you going to try and stop both of us from leaving?
You have put me in a very difficult position, Princess. If your father were to find out, he'd be most put out with me.
She has a knack for that.
Perhaps, but if you think I'd sit around here in comfort and full security while my father fights to protect our country, then you don't know me as well as you think.
I suppose not. Very well, Highness. I submit to your authority. What do you need of me?
You and Sir William must see that everyone capable of holding a sword is prepared for the journey to High March. Tell the Navy to forget about their ships and get them marching south within a week.
I shall see to it, your Highness.
South, through Caldony. There's still that dragon blocking the road. How should we deal with that?
We shall stop by Stoneguard and enlist the aid of the dwarven warriors to help us. Or maybe we could just ask it to go away. As it occurs to me that it's been waiting around there for most of the winter, oblivious to the fact that the people who hired it are now dead.
We never confirmed that, Criosa. A fight with it may be unavoidable.
That's what the dwarves are for. If it comes to blows, I know we can defeat it.
I have to admit, Your Highness, you've got guts.
I'm glad to see you finally noticed. I'm going to get my equipment from here. I'll meet you at the front door of the castle before you go.
I'll be waiting for you, Highness.
Criosa, are you sure you aren't acting a little rashly? This is all very sudden.
We don't have time for anything else, old friend. The time for talking is over. Now we act, lest we all fall before the might of our enemy.
Well put, Highness.
And with that, I shall bid you farewell. Get that army to High March, Charles. Our lives may depend on it.
Don't worry about a thing, my dear. I know what to do. Farewell.
Greetings and well met.
I wish you luck on your journey, Ramir. See that Criosa comes to no harm.
You'll be fine, Sir William. I was wondering, though, if you wanted to join me on the road, just like old times.
Alas, my new position as general prevents me from traveling with you this time. But I'm confident you'll keep her safe.
No question about it, sir. Anything that threatens her will be on the receiving end of my wrath.
And that's the spirit. It's good to know she's in your capable hands, Ramir. Now then, you'd best get going. I have to round up all the troops I can find.
Farewell to you, sir, and good luck. Was he the paladin guy we never used?
Well met.
Hello, my lord. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Have we met? You seem familiar.
Not officially, though you might have seen me flitting around the castle over the past week. I'm NWN, a teacher at the university, though lately I have been serving a more important function.
And that would be?
As a conduit for messages sent telepathically between myself and Terinus, the king's wizard. It is how we keep abreast of the situation on the front lines.
Clever and convenient.
Right, now, if we are finished, I need to concentrate. We are expecting a message from Terinus.
Of course. Good luck with that. Right. It's just me and the princess then.
One last thing before you go.
What is it, your grace?
Princess Criosa is the only heir to the throne. I would take it rather personally if she was to be killed or harmed beyond reason.
I think I understand what you're saying. You want me to ensure her safety. Well, no shit.
Correct. I want your word of honor that you will keep her alive.
She will live through this, I swear it.
You brought a smile to this jaded old man's face. Such courage as yours is in short supply these days.
On the contrary, the people of this kingdom have shown tremendous courage, knowing what is to come, and that, I believe, is what will see us through this.
I pray you are right, Lord Tremor. Good luck to you, and Godspeed.
I go now. Nigel.
Greetings.
This is the exit. Yay!
I'm all set. Shall we head out?
Do I have a choice?
Well, you don't have to take me with you. I can be very useful. You don't even know half of my talents.
He grins at you with mischievous glee. Right. I hope you know what you're doing, Highness. This isn't going to be a cakewalk.
I'm well aware of the dangers involved, I assure you. And if I wanted cake, I would be staying here.
Okay, we'd best get moving then.
Indeed, I see by your expression you're not entirely happy about this arrangement. I'm judged truly, but I'll be okay.
Yeah, 'cause I've seen so many examples of how you take care of yourself in the past.
And you saved me every time. I trust you, Ramir. I'm certain that together we'll be able to save the kingdom, so let's get on with it.
Okay then, where to first? What exactly is the plan here?
Our first stop should be Stoneguard to enlist the dwarves. Then, after we confront the dragon, we'll pass through Colony and turn south to Braxworth. I want to talk with the barbarian tribes to see if they could help us.
You mean the barbarians who were about to attack Braxworth? The ones I slaughtered?
In a way, yes. They appreciate strength, you see, and you bested them through, though they had the advantage. As you deposed their tyrannical leader Erak and returned Marik Far Eagle to a position of authority. I think he'd be grateful, don't you?
Well, it's certainly worth a try.
So, shall we get going? There's a lot of ground to cover.
By all means. Level 17. She's rogue wizard. So she's sort of a shitty rogue and a shitty wizard. That's a interesting combination to go with. She's a terrible fighter and a terrible caster. On the positive side, I suppose she can do everything. Can disable traps, can pick locks, can move silently, can hide, good at searching, good at spellcraft, good at tumbling. Yes. Wonder should I add a monk level to our character? Yeah, it makes very little sense. We're sort of in a nasty position because we either go for heavy armor, but then we don't cast spells, or we use the light armor, and then higher dexterity value would be very useful. A typical druid would have been able to use medium and heavy armors, but we cannot. It's the adventure. We're missing elements. Now you. What do you have? Sexy boots of dexterity and improved evasion. Yeah, she can keep those. Light armor, leather armor, +4. Huge damage reduction, soaking ability. Doesn't hinder her arcane spellcasting. This is... I'm not gonna change this. This is perfect for her. Do you know different fighting styles? Definitely rapier. No two weapon or yeah, no two weapon fighting style. So some kind of shield might work too. Rapier +3. We have better. No, we have the same. Maybe I should start increasing my own dexterity values too. What exactly is my build? Strength. Strength is not bad, but I'm suffering from problems too. An armor class is definitely my big problem. Two extra armor class. Any helmet is better than none. Stone mantle. This does nothing for her. Armor deflection bonuses. Does nothing for her. She has +3 bonus already. Archer's belt. We had a slashing protection spell belt. Right, I'm gonna start boosting my dexterity. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I can get my dexterity somewhere around 20 plus, and we could still get the armor class benefits from that. Right, so definitely want to keep improving that. Amulet of Natural Armor +4. Greater Swordsman build. Well, Shields already has this fairly powerful damage reduction. Um, Immunity to fear. It's not a huge deal, but at least she'll function no matter of the opponent. I might have a better amulet of natural armor. Right. I can add one ring. Probably should be able to add gloves to a better protection ring. Saving throws or regeneration. This regeneration is just so minor, but at the same time it is constantly there ticking away. Well, it's better than nothing. I could go with better saving throws. That's something you shouldn't ignore. In fire resistance. Intelligence. Slippery mind. You'll get this on her own anyway. And I do have cloaks. I have at least two. They might not be great cloaks, but they're terrible fucking cloaks. I should give her mine. A constitution and saving throws. Yeah, at least she'll get something out of it. I'll have damage soaking. Against +2 weapons or lesser. Not sure how useful that'll end up being. What? At least we got something. I'm also inclined to put some kind of elemental damage on our weapons at this point. Cool looking shield.
Can I help you?
Princess and I wish to leave the castle.
Of course, here, let me open the door for you. Lord Drammer, I have a message from the Captain Decker.
What is it?
He has custody of a prisoner who asked to speak with you by name. Captain Deckard requested that you join him in the local guardhouse immediately.
Who is this prisoner?
I do not know his name, sir, but as soon as the captain brought him in, he sent me off to find you. I think it's rather urgent.
Alright, I'll go there right now. Just up ahead in the market district, right?
Yep, I mean, yes, my lord. Sorry, still getting used to that.
Quite alright, old chap. Thanks for the message.
Farewell, sir.
Sewer access is no longer available, so they don't want me going adventuring there. I can go to the university area. Let's go to the guardhouse. I think we're looking at another companion.
Lord Drammer, I'm glad you came.
Your messenger said it was urgent, Captain?
Indeed. Forgive me for not organizing this at my usual place in the Docklands, but it's very hard to move in there with all the activity, and I didn't want this guy getting lost in a crowd.
Exactly who have you arrested? I'm intrigued to know how this man knows my name.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't really arrest him as such. He surrendered himself at the gate to the city. At first the guards on duty thought he was some kind of nutter. An officer recognized him and took him in. You will see why when you meet him. As for who he is, take a look yourself. He's in the holding cell at the end of the hall.
Alright, I will. Why do I have a bad feeling about this?
Now there's a familiar face.
That's you.
Well met. Hello.
So, we meet again.
You.
I see you remember me. Good. I certainly remember you, Rammer Swift. Oh, is that the princess? I wasn't expecting her.
Kriosa's eyes narrow with hatred.
The feeling is mutual. I should have you hanged for kidnapping a member of the royal family.
True enough. Not that it matters now, but I was doing what I was paid to do.
You're right, it doesn't matter. How on earth can you be here anyway? I'm sure Rammer killed you in the Battle of Colony.
Good question. I can hardly believe you're alive. No one could have survived that.
What's so hard to believe? Any adventurer worth his salt has access to a little insurance. In my case, literally.
Insurance. What are you talking about? I left you for dead in the on the battlefield.
That sort of thing happens from time to time in my profession. I paid a cleric a large sum of gold to raise me if I fell in battle.
Cleric. Who?
A man named Chen, dark sort of fellow, seemed more interested in my gold than trying to convert me to the light of God, which was just fine by me. I hate clerics.
Chen. Yeah, I killed him just recently. He was part of some shadow organization trying to take over the kingdom.
Oh, looks like I won't be getting any more insurance then. Not that it matters, I'm completely broke, which leads me to the reason I came here.
And that would be...
That campaign against Colony was the worst of in my life. I lost everything I've spent a decade building, and I had everything under control until you showed up.
So you're looking for revenge then? Strange way to go about it, surrendering to the guards as you did. Lacks forethought, no wonder I beat you.
I'm not here for revenge, you idiot. You stole my equipment of my body and left me with nothing. Oh, I came here because I have something to offer you.
Clothes on your back maybe? No thanks, I already have some of those. Robert grinds his teeth. He's clearly hating every minute of this.
Information. A good sword arm. In short, I want to work for you.
You what? After everything I've done to you?
Regrettably, yes. Information I have is valuable to you alone, and I suspect you're in need of every warrior you can get your hands on.
Perhaps. I think I'd have trouble trusting you.
Understandable. But you must understand this. I am a practical man. I don't hold grudges, and I'm completely loyal to whoever I'm working for. You don't get to survive in this business if you cross your employer.
An intriguing offer. What makes you think I don't have the aid of a sturdy fighter already?
You need all the help you can get. Plus, that savage woman left the city over a week ago, and that old knight seems to have been promoted to general. And somehow I doubt Princess stick figure here would be much use in a fight.
Hey, just try that again. I'll have you flogged.
Just say the word, Highness.
Okay, just relax. I'm merely pointing out the obvious. I've been looking in on your situation, Ramir, and I know I can be useful to you. It's a pretty fancy way to say you've been spying on me. I think this conversation is over. I prefer the term investigating, but stick to your preference. But before you decide to leave me in jail to rot, you probably ought to know something. I think I'd just prefer to leave you rot regardless. It's your call. Good luck fighting that dragon on the Colony Highway, though. Oh, did I mention I'm the one who hired it to hang around in the first place? Sorry, my memory isn't as good as it was before you left me to die. You did what? Cost a hell of a lot of money, too. But I put that on the bill, so it didn't cost me a single gold piece. I could probably talk to it for you. Tell it to go home again. But hey, if you want to handle it yourself, don't let me stop you.
The party could use him, very much so. We have a rogue, we have a sort of a support caster that can fight a little, but we have no direct combat fighter, and it was biting us in the ass in the previous chapter too. So it's pretty hard to deny that we need him. Party needs him. The problem is, uh, I'm not sure if the character wants him. It's the princess's choice. In the end, I'd like to ask for her opinion on this. She's supposed to be the leader of this war effort, but I think would be in a much stronger position if he was in our group. And I'm not sure how trustworthy he is in the end, but at the same time, I'm not sure. And I mean that in a positive way. I have no indication to believe that he would stab me in the back either. As far as I know, he is just a mercenary. And he was hired to do a job, and he did a job, and we faced in battle, and we killed him. That's our interactions with him. Okay, shut up. You convinced me, but if you come with me, I'm not paying you any money. And at the first sign of deceit from you, I send you back to your grave.
Fine by me. You'll have to buy me equipment anyway. Not much good to you armed with my sturdy boots and winning charm, am I? I agree to your terms.
Ramir, you can't do this. That man had me locked up in a cave.
I hate to do this to you, Highness, but we need all the good fighters we can get. You know what's coming. You really think I should just let him sit here in jail? Think of the kingdom, princess. Then make a decision. Ryosa thinks hard about it for several moments.
Alright, I see your point. But if he so much as looks at me sideways, I want you to cut him.
Oh joy, I haven't been eviscerated before. Sounds like a jolly good time. For what it's worth, princess, you have my word of honor that I won't harm you. How's that?
Your words are meaningless, Robert Black. It is your actions that shall prove your worth to me. He can come with us.
I can't believe I'm doing this, but alright. You're you are hired. Ah, you're hired what? Please accept the sum of 0 gold pieces for your services.
I can see you're going to take entirely too much fun out of this. I'm nonetheless grateful for a second chance. Now get me out of this cell. Okay, open the door, Captain. This man was responsible for leading the attack on Colony, and you want me to let him out? I'm not entirely certain it's a good idea myself, but I need a warrior, and he's going to work for free. If we survive the next month, maybe you can lock him up then. Well, when you put it like that, alright, I'll let him out. Keep an eye on him, though. Not a problem. Thanks, Captain. So, are you a warrior, fighter, or something else? True neutral. Yeah, I think he's a mercenary. Nothing but a mercenary. Good constitution, strong strength, decent dexterity, some intelligence. He can get access to a lot of good feats. He's a good fighter, about as good as he can get, without some ridiculous specializations. Two weapons, all armors, blind fighting, disarm, dodge, improved critical, bastard sword, improved knockdown, improved two-weapon fighting, iron will, knockdown, mounted combat, power attack, quick to master, shield, toughness, two-weapon fighting, weapon focus, bastard sword. Definitely bastard sword, but I'm thinking a shield might be better. Sometimes you just want to kill things, I know, but sometimes you need to be able to have some endurance. Okay, strength is everything for him. I'm not sure if the armor. Okay. Not sure the armor class focus is the best choice with him. Saving throws. Swordsman belt might not be a terrible idea. Slashing is a very common damage type. But strength, yeah, damage, chance to hit, and he's the one who has to do the killing, melee killing. So right, bracers of armor. What's your armor? +4 armor bonus, so no bonus for you. What's my armor? +3. Well, at least you would get some bonus out of that. Not a lot, but some. Now is the question, do I want the shield or not? I need to take boots. Freedom. That's a powerful ability for a fighter. Dexterity won't probably help too much. Haste and dodge modifier. I sort of like the freedom though. It is generally a wonderful ability. Immunity to a lot of things. Paralysis, slow, entangle, movement speed decrease. Bastard sword. We don't have a bastard sword. I think I sold the bastard sword. We have a fury. Fire damage, fireballs. Heraldic shield. On hit lightning bolt. I think he should have this, even if I'm not sure I want to keep
Oh,
using.
someone give me a hand. This is too much to carry.
This is superior shield though.
We'll see what the best choice is gonna be. Right, etherealness, heavy armor plus 3, heavy armor plus 4, but it's the same uh, armor class in the end, so they're more or less the same. Aerobic family armor, sneak attack immunity, but it's not quite as high armor. Okay, I'm gonna need a cloak. Cloak of the Bat. Plus 2 this is all shit. Well, it's better than nothing. Armor class 38. That's a respectable armor class. I'm gonna take your helmet and give it to him. Slippery Mind is something that a rogue can get on his or her own. Fighter is not gonna be able to do that. Right. He has no weapon, but it has to be a bastard sort of thing. Armor class 38. I have armor class 29, so. What's your armor class? 33. The first thing we're gonna do is go shopping. Can we go to other districts? Probably not, but you're not supposed to be adventurer here anymore. Might be able to enchant a weapon though. He's going to get so many. Countless vulgar power. We need to keep an eye out on ways to fill certain item slots. Plus 4 medium armor. No good. You basically buy an armor that is just as good as we currently have. Seems like plus 3 weapons are the standard. So we should be able to get plus 3 bastard sword. Right. Right. It's not that expensive either. Take it. If we get another, then we can switch to weapon fighting. But a plus 3 bastard sword on its own is not much. I would definitely want to have elemental damage on it. Uh, We might consider doing inventory purge. I mean, we were sort of. I'm sure we'll get another set of items again in this adventure, so there's no point holding on to the current item sets. I do intend to visit the shops to see if I can upgrade any of my own equipment too. I mean, I've had this armor piece for a long time now. My armor class is
Yeah.
shit.
Hello.
Deadly whip. This is basically started level armor plus 3. Right. It's not terrible by any means. Right, I certainly can't buy better. Identified items to fit
Wait, what can I
certain
get?
openings in our inventory.
Hi there.
Ammunition. I think the fashion shop will have some useful minor items. Also exotic items, might as well check them. Something new might have popped up. Okay, everyone sort of needs an elemental damage type on their weapons. It's a significant damage increase, but right, it's probably around 30% at least for everyone. Just took a look at an item so I can get some kind of a price estimate. And where's the best place to sell this shit? 260,000. Sounds a lot, but it's probably there so you can afford to do the item enchantments and stuff.
Hey there, dear.
Okay. What is that? Bolt of Claw. Greater Belt of Guiding Light, 54,000. Immunity to Death, Magic and Fear. Bonus to Listen, Lore, Search and Spot. Yeah, Death Magic, that's a powerful immunity to have. Robert might have a reasonable chance of resisting that. It's usually a fortitude save that you'll have to make. But Princess, not so much. So that's a good option. We need a glove and a helmet. And a cloak. Dragon Slippers. Immunity to fear, knockdown, dexterity, spell resistance. Who needs the gloves? You. Lots of concentration might be decent. +6 concentration. Ah. Cloaks. Fortification +3. Cold resistance. Cold, electrical, and fire resistance 25. We're definitely going out of here with a cloak. Either fortification plus 4, this plus 4 saving throws and deflection. No, we have the rings of deflection that sort of do that. I'll buy the cloak of I'm basically going to dump 100,000 on this woman for a belt and a cloak. I get a little bit of a
Hey there,
price
dear.
reduction,
How's it going?
right? It's less than 100,000 now. Greater belt of guiding light. Take it. Astounding. Dodge, immunity to knockdown. Right, I probably lowered the price around 8,000, something like that. Best ring ever. Don't want to sell things to her. She's an unfavorable merchant. Constitution and saving throws. Nothing. Yeah, you can take the elemental protection. You need the reflexes to be able to dodge this type of damage attack. The princess has that because she's the rogue. But she probably has some decent spells too. Robert does not. I can also protect myself through some spells, though. And then the belt. Lesser belt. Change to greater belt. Now, 2 guys are protected from fear and death magic. I could protect myself through spells. So in a tough spot we can just give the helmet to Robert Black. Right. Still, that's 100,000 gold down the drain again. I go to the university. There's still the cathedral and the Hall of Knowledge that should have shops. I want to see if there's anything new for us. My experiences from fighters, you don't get that much from having a second weapon. You kill targets quicker, sure, but you have to have a certain amount of armor class to not have to constantly worry about your own death. So you can focus on that, on the being on the offensive instead of just stopping and getting healed constantly or something like that. So until we get better equipment or better armor, I think the shield is a better option.
Greetings.
Offering goods at 10% discount. Do you offer anything useful? Extra divine damage against undead. That's nice, but it's only a +2 weapon. And we have no one really that could use it. Buy potions of heal. Always buy potions of heal. Stone to flesh. Not sure we're gonna need that. Ugh, why do you have so many cool things? We probably need a set of healing kits. Price is fairly good. Usually the 10 pack is over 600. Here it's below 600. 549. Uh, it also means that the sale prices are lower though. So we don't want to sell anything here. Interesting. Right, anything interesting here? Greater Amulet of Health? Amulet of Health? I'm thinking of buying an Amulet of Health. Then we could have everyone have immunity to ability drain. And it probably wouldn't be that expensive. Rod. Anything besides the Amulet's Health. Copper Ring of Regeneration. Regeneration plus 4. $77,000. Yeah, give it to me. I'll buy a normal Amulet of Health this time. This is just for the level drain ability drain immunity. So 11,000. It's not too bad. Plus 2 regeneration. I think we have enough regeneration items. Right. So don't sell anything here. Robert needs the regeneration item. A fighter needs it. The basic idea would be that it takes a lot of pressure off of me, so I don't have to heal everyone. He's gonna take more damage than I am, so I'll keep the lesser regeneration. We're starting to be very, very poor. We can probably earn about 10,000 per item when we sell them back, so we can get to above 100,000 gold again. But that's not a bad thing. The ability to get rid of the cash is very, very good, because that's a hard balance sometimes to reach in a module. So it's a positive thing as far as I'm concerned. The Archmage is gone again.
Hello.
I bid you welcome, esteemed lord. Are you perhaps seeking some magical items to aid you on your journey?
Yes, but how did you know I was embarking on a journey?
NWN tends to keep me informed of the general goings-on around the court, and she mentioned that the soldiers were being sent down the Fort High March. Naturally, I assumed you were going to.
My reputation precedes me, it would seem.
It certainly is. Now, what can I interest you in today?
Not much. Displacement cloak. I think it gives you a concealment. It would be harder to physically hit. Ugh, bags of holding. Are we doing this again? Fuck your bags! Do we have a disarm traps item? I'm not buying another Chime of Opening. I'm not seeing anything particularly interesting. I have no idea what the princess knows about spellcasting. So how could I teach her new spells? Right. A price check. This is a better shop than the last one. Okay. Have 100,000 again. I'm not selling the scrolls yet. I'm going to see if I can get the princess to learn them. Amulet of Vitality. Okay. 126,000. Right. Is that a cloak? Look to bad. Immunity to darkness. Would be useful. Thieves up. I'll keep this Morning Star flame. $220,000. I'm keeping a few different item types. Merchant will not buy stolen goods. Right. Astounding grip. $150,000. Thinking of getting rid of the bags of displacement. I mean, we bought a couple of new bags, and we need a little bit of room here so we can move items freely. Right, I think this is enough bags folding. 10 bags folding. Right, 250,000 gold. Looking good. Alright, what the fuck happened?
Well met.
There's a button I can use to remove from party. Right, maybe this is how you're supposed to do it. Dialogue seems to be causing the party limit problems. Okay, if I put this here, can you learn it? No. Certainly can't see her spells, so it's a total mystery how that's supposed to work. If I put the scrolls in her inventory, she might still use them. I need to check if the stones of recall still work.
Hello.
Let me just say that we had a breakthrough in recall spells last week, and I'm pleased to announce that the stone recall has been greatly enhanced. It's quite simple. Instead of lugging around a lot of stones, you now need just one. It is no longer consumed by the spell, except for the gem stone at the center of the stone itself. That is the only part you need to replace, and it is cheaper and lighter than carrying a number of whole stones around. Okay. Thanks to recent experiments, we've been able to adjust the stones so that you can now change your recall point wherever you are. In essence, you'll be able to move the point you teleport back to along your journey to wherever you wish. Well, that is quite useful. So you should probably sell me any stones you are carrying from the past few months and purchase the newer version and some recall gems. They're cheaper now, and I'll give you a fair price on the old stone, so it probably won't cost you anything. Sounds fair to me. I'll buy a 5-pack of recall gems. Never sell anything with this one. Normal price for that particular item is above 4,000 something, but this is less than 2,000. I want to see the cost of enchanting a weapon.
Greetings.
Archmage Terran is along the way. He's a master. Okay, so he does not upgrade weapons anymore. On the positive side, we can skip that little part of this management business. But we do need to improve upon those weapons. Maybe we get lucky and we'll find new ones. But these ones will not do. +3 weapons with no enchantment of any kind really. Besides the enchantment itself is just no good. Well, I suppose it's okay. And that's sort of the problem. Okay is not any good anymore. Okay gets you into a lot of trouble is in the fights. You just don't have quite the edge you need. Trying to browse through a little bit. Right. So, back in action. Bear Maiden Inn is probably for resting purposes only, but
Get on them! Attack, I say!
I'll still go and take a quick look. It doesn't look like we can go into any additional districts, so it's time to just leave the town. Right, you can just rest here if you want. But it seems like we've rested, basically, after starting this chapter, so this is time to just go.
Ortano, Voltigiamar!
A light shield for the princess might still work. But I definitely want to keep her cast. I'll keep an eye out for a shield that would not increase arcane spell rate. Sewer entrance. Why bother with the sewer entrance here when you had blocked it from the previous areas? it makes me, tempts me to go and take a look.
Well met. Get on them! Attack, I say!
Sewer entrance, right. It's blocked? It's blocked, good. Excellent, so we don't have to waste our time. We're not gonna get a level up anytime soon. Right. Sparky.
Hi.
Ramir! Oh! Should I say Lord Drummer, shouldn't I? Sorry.
Don't worry about it, Sparky. I haven't seen you since that little swim in the sewer.
Well, you did kinda smell bad. I just thought I'd sit here and wait for you to leave. Wanted to wish you good luck.
Oh, thanks. I'll probably need it.
Say, Ramir, if you're interested, I came into possession of some interesting items recently that I thought you might like.
You aren't here to see me, you're here to see my money.
Guilty as charged. Yeah, well, if you're interested, buy stuff. If not, don't. Simple.
Yeah, what do you... Ooh, that looks interesting. Ring of Elemental Fire. Fire Resistance. Fire Storm, 1 use per day. Flame Strike, 1 use per day. Unique Power, 1 use per day. Wall of Fire, 1 use per day. One of the 4 elemental rings of power. This device creates a bond between the wearer and the elemental the ring is linked to. So fire, water, air, earth, and heart. And then we can summon Captain Planet. This allows the wearer to summon powers on a limited basis and provides protection against certain forces. So I guess the specialty power is once per day you can have some kind of fire shield or something like that. It's an interesting item. We already have a fire resistance ring. I'm more interested because it's a ring of elemental fire. Maybe we could get more of these. Ring of elemental this and that, and if you get all of them, there's at least a chance you might get something special. Lantern of Revealing. Invisibility Purge, unlimited use per day. Reveals all invisible creatures and objects nearby, just as the spell Invisibility Purge. Seems interesting. He's basically selling this one item. 90,000. How much are you paying for this? Yeah, he's an okay shopkeeper. I don't think we're gonna get screwed with this trade. And we also have 2 powerful fire resistance items. I don't know though. I suppose we can come back here later. My current problem is our offensive, the lack of offensive capability. I'm thinking find the Lantern of Revealing though. Unlimited uses for a spell. What the fuck is that? Lens of Detection. Find traps, 3 uses per day. So you wouldn't have. That's something I will take. Yes. It's only 5,000. Like, why the fuck wouldn't I take something this great? Now we don't need the wand anymore either. The game is basically saying, yeah, thief is nice, but you don't really need a thief. Invisibility Purge. It's a lot of certain type of creatures go invisible. I'll take it. And it's unlimited uses. We have about 200,000. I'd like the ring, but I don't think I want to buy it. The few abilities are okay. But we have the fire resist and we can cast most of these spells too. So if the ring itself is the only thing we can get, I'm not particularly interested. Are we done? I think we're done. Oh, that took longer than I thought. But at the same time, it makes us ready to basically play through the entire chapter. So it's you only need to do it once in this heavy manner.